Hello and welcome. This character profile video is for the class Paladin, and what you're gonna see is all of her skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills I recommend, her skill combos, enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it and show you the class Paladin. Here we go. Okay, if you are new to my character profile videos and this slide, I'll go ahead and introduce the interface to you. On the far left is all of her skills. On the far right are all the specials that go with those skills. And then the column that says charges is how many times you can use that skill. The next one to the right is how many times that skill will hit your creature or opponent. Then the next one is the damage-PVE. That's the highest percentage damage that skill will do versus a creature in the world. And then the next one, damage-PVP, is the highest damage percentage that skill will do versus another player. So at the very bottom is the passive skill that goes along with her. And take a moment to look at all this. The only thing to really point out is the text in red, which says super armor, and that just means it's not applied in arena. So be aware of that. We'll talk more about that more for PvP. So when you're ready, we'll go ahead and move on to the next slide. Here we go. And welcome to the PvE slide. So what I've done is I've taken all of the skills and I've organized it from the highest damaging one going all the way down and highlighted only 8 because that's the amount of skills you could take with you into the game at a time is 8. And what you're looking at is the Sonic Slicer is the most damaging skill that you have. Now this is a good opportunity to point out the passive skill at the very bottom, that if you're not familiar with what passive means, it means it's always active. So 30 sacred power upon skill use to activate it, and what it does, it enhances those 3 skills right there, and I've highlighted them in green and matched them up to the left side. So Sword of Judgment, Celestial Spear, and Judgment of Light are all affected by your passive. So when you're out there fighting creatures, you may want to use those skills as well, especially those skills because they're getting a boost. And take a moment to look this over, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PvP skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvP slide. So we're going to talk a bit more on this one, and let's go ahead and jump into it and say the very first thing that I mentioned in the past is what is highlighted in red for the word super armor, and that just means it's not applied in arena. So be aware of that. But if you're new to PvP, the way that the people out there work with PvP is they start out, the first skill that they're going to use is going to give them super armor. So for you, that would be especially Shield Chase is the highest recommendation I give you because of what it does. Forward guard, super armor, and a stun on hit. That's perfect. So if you open with that and then use Sword of Judgment, and then Sonic Slicer and Celestial Spear, or any variation, and then come back to Shield Chase to refresh your super armor, that would be the rotation that people will do on you and you can do on them. So the other thing is be aware again of the 3 skills that get the boost, which is the Sword of Judgment, your highest hitting skill, the Celestial Spear, and the Judgment of Light. So you might want to start out with Shield Chase and then do those 3, and then any other variation, or just stick to those 4. I mean, you don't have to. You get 8 skills to work with. But when it comes to PvP, this is the recommendation for you, is to do it in that rotation. So what we're going to move on to next is the combination of skills that the game has for you and recommends. This is called skill combos. So we're going to move to that slide. Take a moment to look it over, and I'll see you there. Here we go. And welcome to the skill combo screen. So the way that this works is when you are on your skill screen, you will see a magnifying glass that is to the left of the word skill combo. If you tap on that, then it will bring up a window that will show you a list of combinations that you can do. It's a small window and you have to scroll down and look at it. So what I'm doing is I have taken that and expanded it to show you on one screen all of the combinations. So let's go ahead and bring that up again. And here we go. Here is the screen. Now you'll notice that at the very top they're recommending when you use the skill Celestial Spear to chain it into the next skill of Shield Throw, or chain it into Sword of Judgment or Shield Chase. But remember what I said on the PvP slide, is you want to get your super armor out there first thing. So that would be the Shield Chase skill, and if you look on the first column all the way at the bottom for Shield Chase, you can chain that into Sword of Judgment, Sharp Light, Divine Wrath, or Radiant Charge. These are ideas that the developers are giving you so you can be more comfortable with what feels good to you, what you like to do. These are ideas. So take a moment to look at this, and I just want to throw in there that this whole section right here was a suggestion by one of my viewers, and I want to say thank you very much. You're right. Everyone needs to see this as well. So thanks again for the suggestion. And when you're ready, we'll move on to the next slide. Here we go. And welcome to the enhancement slide. So if you're new to this slide, allow me to introduce how the interface works. On the far left are all of your skills. On the far right are the branch damages connected to those skills. And in the center is 4 columns. The first, second, and fourth are things that do something for your character, for you. I try to make the third column something that happens to the person or creature you're fighting. Sometimes I get enhancements that are 2 things that happen to the creature, and I can't just fit it all into the one column, so I do the best I can. So that's the way it's laid out. And the first thing I want to bring to your attention is, if you look at Sword of Judgment and you look at the second column, I've highlighted the word heal differently. And what that means, it'll be reflected on the player card. You'll see this, is that the heal does not work in Path of Glory. So if you take the Paladin and put her in Path of Glory, expecting her to heal herself, it won't happen. So just be aware that you know what the red super armor means. It's just, it doesn't apply in Arena. And just take a moment to look at all of this. I would definitely point out that she's got a lot of great enhancements. She's got her bleeds, her flows. The flow is a different skill on top of what she already has. So in other words, Celestial Spear, it has its thing, and then flow is a new skill on top of that uses the full meter. It gives you 50% more damage and bound on hit. So take a moment to look at all of this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the player card. Here we go. And welcome to the player card. It is designed just like a baseball card, meant to have everything that you saw in the previous slides except for the skill combos, all in one spot for you to see. So the way that this works is at the very top of the screen is the top 8 PVE and PVP skills I recommend. To the right of that is something new. It's called Immobilization. And the way it works is, if you look at all of the skills that are highlighted in green, there's a number next to it showing you that, for example, Judgment of Light has 2 things that immobilize the creature or opponent you're fighting. and then Sword of Judgment all the way down to Sonic Slicer, there's one thing that will immobilize your opponent. And of course, the ones that are in red, there are no immobilizations there. So that is how that works. And below it is all the skills, and then below that's all the enhancements, and at the very bottom, aside from the legend, is the definition for forward guard or super armor. If you've been wondering what are those things, here is the definition. For forward guard, it means that incoming damage will be either 0 or heavily reduced as long as your opponent or creature is in front of you. If they get to the side of you or maybe behind you, more than likely damage is going to occur to your life. But if they're in front of you, you can laugh all the way to the bank. So, super armor, this means incoming damage will be reduced, and the effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, or freeze, will not happen for a duration of time. This is why I added the immobilization square at the top right corner, so that you can see, alright, I know what skills I'm going to go with, I know what he's recommending. It looks like Sword of Judgment is my heavy hitting one, and it's got 2 things that immobilize, but he also said on the PvP side that I should start out with Shield Chase that has an immobilization, and if I do Sword of Judgment, 2 more immobilizations, and then after that it's whatever I want to do, but I want to make sure to refresh my super armor. This is how it all comes together. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, the music is going to change, and we're going to get into the gameplay video showing you everything well, not everything, but showing you the top 8 skills that the Paladin can do and her in action. Here we go. And welcome to the gameplay video. So before we get started, let's show you where we're at. We're over here in Balanos and at Kron Castle entrance, and we're here, well, because I like to be here all the time, and their CP is 2519 and ours is 4685. I think she'll be fine. So we have a auto path that we use, and the way this will work is we'll have her fight for about 2, maybe 3 minutes, at which time we'll go ahead and head to town. I'll do my outro and say thank you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and present to you the class Paladin. Here we go. Okay, we're just about ready to head back to town. There we go, and we'll just click on, there it is. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is do my outro for you and say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like my videos, please subscribe, like, let people know. I'm always making more videos and I'm happy to do it. So what we're going to do is place her in a nice position and swing the camera around so we can get her presented so you can just see a nice background and all that. It looks about right. And I will say once again, thank you guys so much. It means the world to me that you like these videos. So have a wonderful night, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye now.